will Friday bring? Don't know.
Is nothing now. I'm taking back my life. 'Cause you make me wanna do the things I would never do. I'm moving on as I'm fighting what's inside of me. I don't know if it's dream or reality. 'Cause your lies and your pain makes me wanna scream. But I'm finding a way that will set me free. I'm so addicted to you. I'm so conflicted with you. Why can't you see that we're through? Better believe that it's true. I should have opened my eyes, see through your ugly disguise. You were destined to be my greatest.
Okay, next stop is off to the bank. I've got to get a bank check for immigration. Yep, it's time to pay for my work papers again. Don't bother asking me how much. Plenty. But that's how it works here. You have to pay a certain amount for your work papers. Depends on what you do and what you're classified under, and da 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 da. But that's how it works here. I don't think you can see them, but there's crabs all over the place. It rained yesterday. I'm trying to magnify this, but now there's none coming. But these little crabs, when it rains, come out of their holes, and then they, I don't know, they go someplace else. But then they cross the road, and then they stand in the road with their claws up like, ah. Well, there was just a ton of them back there, but you know, a lot of them unfortunately get smushed by the cars. There's nothing you can do. You can't really avoid them, because when you go to avoid them, they go the other way, and I don't know. It's they need to learn to cross the roads only like late at night. 84.9 inside, 91.2 outside, and that is in the shade, by the way. And let's see, what do we got over here? Oh my God, it's not bad at all, Sid. It's only 79% humidity. God, no wonder it feels so dry.
Yeah, right.
Okay, this is the shower in the spa. Stop it, bugs. And down there, the bottom's not finished yet, but right there is our infinity drain, and it's got just a slight slope down to there. Nothing too extreme, or at least I don't think.
I'm moving on as I'm fighting what's inside of me. I don't
See him down there?
see through your ugly disguise.
Well, I'd say it's raining down in Point. We'll find out in a minute. It actually looks like it's raining up ahead. Oh boy. Well, that's okay. Day's pretty much done, so if it rains, it rains. This afternoon was hot, but a good amount got done today. And I'm going to try tonight to tell you about the what I wanted to tell you yesterday about complacency. So I'll set that up at home, and hopefully the mic's working. I think I've got the mic situation resolved, so we'll see. And I'm going to double check it. What I'll do is I'll do it with the camera and the mic, and also with the Yeti, so it'll sort of be like a backup. So one way or the other, it should work. I wanted to talk to you about was yesterday. This was yesterday's, so today is, of course, in the past. I went to a store, and this is about complacency. I went to a store, and there was a guy there, and I don't know exactly how this came up, but he was saying, you know, Bahamians are just they don't read. So they don't find out things, they don't watch news that's relevant, they don't learn about different stuff in the world as a whole, like finances and this, that, and the other stuff. So there was a lady there too, and she said, no, you're right, we don't read. And when I was younger, I didn't read either. So I didn't really know a lot about this, that, or the other stuff. So she said, it's like when the VAT thing came in. When the VAT thing came in, I said, oh, the government needs money. It's only 7.5%, so I gave them the 7.5%. I didn't learn why or anything else. But since then, I've started, learning more about what the VAT thing is. So now they've jumped to 12, and I started to read. And she said, I don't understand what the WTO thing is. I said, well, the WTO is the World Trade Organization. And there's also the IMF involved. And she said, I know that one. That's the International Monetary Fund. And I said, right. So what happens is the Bahamas now wants to play in the big league, so to speak. Okay? They want to be trading and doing business with all kinds of people. They want to join up with that group. They want to play in that game. So the rules to that game are dictated by these bigger players, WTO, IMF. You have to have certain accounting rules, certain procedures, all that kind of stuff, so they can look at it and go, yeah, this works, or you guys need to do a little work on stuff. So she was saying, we're all just way too complacent about stuff. We see it, we say, oh, okay, fine, we let it go, there's nothing happens, and that's pretty much the end of it. But in reality, you've got to look at all these different factors. Like in this country, which is so tied to tourism and construction, at least on Eleuthera, if you're not aware of what's going on in the world, like say one of the predictions or potential predictions is that the US may be headed for another recession in 2020. So if you're not aware of this and you live here and you think everything's fine, wonderful, blah, 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 you go on your merry way, and then all of a sudden there is a recession pops up and you haven't made plans for it or anything else, what are you going to do? The world could just totally change. But if you're aware of what's going on in the world overall, then you can make preparations and say, okay, there's a potential recession coming. You keep watching, looking at different economic things that's happening around the planet. Is it going to happen? You put aside some money, you take care of what you need to take care of. So, that complacency isn't a good thing. I mean, in any society, this one or another one, because you just get complacent. You don't think about this, that, and the other stuff. You just go day to day, and that's not a good thing. You've got to be aware of what's happening in the world so that you, on a personal level, can take action to whatever you need to make sure that everything's okay for you and your family. So that's something, and I don't think it's going to change in the near future too, because that whole thing with just letting things sort of ride and go the way they go, it's great when you're on vacation. It's very nice, relaxing, everything's good. But in the real world, the world doesn't work that way, and you're bound to be hit. So when you're complacent about things and you're unaware of what's going on and you don't read or watch the news or those type of things, it can potentially impact you in a big way down the road. So complacency is not a good thing. Hi, Roderick.
What's left of me? You don't know what pain is till we're done. I'm